Hello, everybody and families of senior 20th century literature students. My name is Kristen DiGiorgio-Kadich. I am one of the 20th century literature teachers, and I'm super excited to be talking to you about this course this semester. So this is a semester-long course that your seniors chose as one of their choices for the senior English classes. Just a little bit about myself, and I'm just realizing that the newest member of my family is not included in this picture. But I've been married for 3 years, and I just had a little boy named Giorgio. We call him Gio back in April, so he's 4 months old. I have a dog named Monty, and one of the things that I do to stay engaged with students outside of school is run our travel abroad program, Matia Life Abroad. So I am crossing my fingers that we can run it this year with everything that's going on in the world. We're supposed to be headed to Japan. So these are students in Greece in 2019. A little bit about this course and what the experience is going to look like overall is that number one, I want to create engaging and meaningful learning opportunities for each student, that we're not just studying literature, but we're studying the human connection through literature, and cultivate these biliterate communicators that are capable for forming deep and critical thinking in both digital and traditional mediums of reading. I want to help each student achieve growth toward their academic and their personal goals, and also collaborate with them along with you guys to create maximum effort for these kiddos as we are preparing them for either their next level of education or their jobs going forward, because we all know that English language arts and communication is something that all of our students need. I want to talk a little bit about how they're going to be graded in this course. So one of the things I tell my students is I never want to talk to you about points. I never want you to ask me about how many points this is worth. Our conversation is going to really shift into what can I do to improve my writing? What can I do to show mastery in this particular skill? So we're going to be using a modified standard-based grade book where it focuses on skill competence and not completion. What that's going to look like is both informal and formal assessment data through lots of informal practice assignments, lots of informal practice writing that's going to have low stakes and really focus on feedback, leading them to what I call game day, the day of their performance of assessment. So they will feel very confident in heading into those skills. So the only grades that will actually be in the grade book that affect their grade because they are weighted 100% are those formal summative assessments. And what I do with grading is so that we don't have these point chasers and we're not constantly trying to focus on how can I move from a 92 to a 93? Because that really doesn't matter. An A is an A, a B is a B. So in the grade book, to showcase mastery, it's going to equal a 95, an 85 for proficient, a 75 for developing, and a 65 for area of growth. Anything below a 65 will be considered that I have no data for them, and almost actually every single thing can be reassessed to demonstrate mastery of learning. So my goal is to cultivate a group of learners who truly want to learn for the sake of learning and not just point chasing for no reason whatsoever. I do want to talk a little bit about being human again and connecting again and increasing our students' stamina, because let's face it, they've spent so much time on their computers the last 18 months. And my goal is to develop a nice balance in the classroom. Of course, technology is where everything is heading, but also using traditional mediums and pen to paper and getting them away from their devices for a little bit. So really thinking about, what we can do to build that human connection and to stay present in the classroom. So one of the things I tell students is, if you do need to take a phone call, if it is an emergency, if you need to reach out to your parents, step out into the hall for a minute, take care of your business, and then come right back in, because we are all human. And this is hard for kiddos. They're so used to having their phone on them 100% of the time. I think a lot of us do it too as adults. So really kind of helping them and reminding them to be fully present in class, to keep their phone away, keep their device away, is going to help if you get on board with that team effort. And I thank you for that in advance. I wanted to share one of my favorite quotes from the late Anthony Bourdain. As you know, I like to travel. Anthony Bourdain was a great chef and a traveler. Maybe that's enlightenment enough to know that there is no final resting place of the mind, no moment of smug clarity. Perhaps wisdom means realizing how small I am and unwise and how far I have yet to go. So, this idea of chasing learning, becoming lifelong learners, that we never truly stop learning, that there's always a next place to go, and we always have something to continue to learn and to grow from. This is an outline of our course for the semester. Again, this is a semester long course, and we start with short stories and narrative writing and really look at what issues of the 20th century influence writers. And I would also add what issues of the 20th century influence or what issues of today influence writers, how much of the issues of 20th century have carried over into today. We spend some time using narrative writing as well to help them prepare for their college essay or write a personal narrative centered around the question of how much influence should society have over an individual, and then how their narrative voice impacts their audience and purpose. We do that through the study of Brave New World, some short fiction texts, and some short nonfiction texts. For their final unit, they're going to have a choice novel. That novel is going to be surrounding the question, how are we failing in prioritizing humans and or humanity over conflicting demands? And is this piece of literature a mirror of myself or a window to the world? They will have a list of choice novels to examine, and it's going to be in the format of a book club. So they will be reading with some other peers who choose the same novel as them. So those lists of novels will come out to you. The students have already been exploring them. Overall, that is our course in a semester. So thanks so much for attending tonight. And please email me if you have any questions. I wish you all good health and that everybody is staying safe. Take care.